Wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna turn it back up.
God, that's a jam. Fucking new Pallbearer dropped today. A single, anyway.
The title track.
Yeah. Yeah, for the forthcoming album in
Forgotten
October.
Days. Have you seen a creepier album cover this year?
Yeah. Motherfucker giving me goosebumps.
It's the outside of, because we haven't heard anything from New Deftones yet.
Yeah.
Which I assume if that's coming out in September,
I'd say probably next week or two.
It's got to be coming up. Forgotten Days is coming out in fucking October, and we got the title track today.
Yeah, but this is their first one off of a major label, though.
Right.
So, I mean, they're going to be...
Didn't Heartless come out on Nuclear Blast?
I don't think so. I could be wrong.
I thought it did. I thought Heartless did. I'm not sure. They might have got signed right after Heartless.
Maybe. But I do know this, and that's that Pallbearer is like right on the cusp of really breaking in and doing some really big shit, you know?
Yeah.
And we're seeing it. We're a witness to it. I mean, we picked up on these dudes back in around the holidays 2013, I want to say.
Yeah. Was it hype for Foundation's Burden? Or was it shit off of Sorrow and Extinction?
I think it was right after Foundations of Burden dropped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right after that drop. So, I mean, man, but the evolution of this band, is they're getting better all the fucking time.
We were swimming in a world of folk metal at the time, and then here came some doom metal into our lives.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, we're both fans of doom metal bands before
Sure.
Pallbearer came around, but it wasn't really a genre that I was seeking out too much.
Pallbearer actually turned us away from fucking folk metal straight to doom metal.
I think that's a fair assessment. And then
Single-handedly.
Yeah, and then grunge came in just like, dude, don't worry, we got you from here. We got you covered.
Man.
So we go venture back unless Moonsorrow puts out a new album, which I don't know if they'll ever put out a new album.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Me neither, man. Even their documentary.
Yeah.
Remember, it's called like a History
of the Wind.
History of the Wind, yeah. The creator of that has been battling cancer for like ever since it was announced.
Yeah.
And just finally, because I follow the Facebook page, finally the guy has a positive update that he's cancer free.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, yeah. So, but he's also during this battle for his life, he's been working on this documentary off and on.
I'm waiting to see a price point and a date of sale, and man, I'm all in on that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, but Henry Cervalli has kind of really stepped way back from Moonsorrow. I mean, he's still really, really heavily engaged with Fintroll, who they have a new record coming up probably about September, October.
Fintroll like to work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not an overwhelmingly big fan of theirs.
Me neither.
Dude is also getting work done because he works for Ravio. So
funny to think, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, dude's a music producer for
on
video
Angry
games.
Birds bullshit.
Yeah.
And making bank.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And putting all of his time and effort into Fintroll. I don't hear him say anything about Moonsorrow. And you'd say, well, yeah, but if he's not really a big active part of that band anymore, why would you? Because that guy's still a big active part of that band when they're in studio. And
Hell yeah.
He hasn't mentioned shit about Moonsorrow.
Not even a whimper of anything, even from the band. The band itself is just like, hey, check this fucking thing out from 11 years ago.
So I'd followed Vili Cervalli for a while, his cousin, but that fucker only speaks Finnish. So, not the easiest Twitter account to follow. So
you don't want to have to cut and paste that shit to just find out what he's talking about. Does Twitter not have like a Facebook thing where it'll translate it for you?
Not that easy.
Oh,
no.
damn, that sucks.
Well, maybe if you're on PC or laptop or something like that, tablet,
right, maybe.
on phone, and that's the only place I've got my account is on my phone. So
yeah, really not a whole lot of point in following a Finnish dude.
Gonna be really fun talking about the biggest UFC card for 2020 thus far.
Potentially the biggest UFC card since maybe 205.
In the low 200s.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
205 was big.
205 was really big.
You had your three. You had Connor and Eddie fucking finishing it out. This feels bigger.
Yeah.
This feels a lot bigger.
This feels like the hype that they gave 200, even though it wasn't terribly deserved. But
of no ring.
Yeah.
Cormier fighting Anderson Silva? Come on.
Fuck Brock Lesnar,
Well, yeah, gosh. And that yellow fucking mat.
Yeah.
I know they say it's gold. Fuck that. It's yellow.
Piss yellow canvas.
Thankfully, that shit was not in the... If that shit had been in UFC 3, I would have never picked it up.
No.
Because it's just gray.
It looks like some shit at an Indian casino that they're putting on, right?
Yeah, it looks like there should be 500 people there watching that fight.
You should be able to hear, like, crowd noise, like conversations. Yeah.
And glasses clinging together because people are getting drunk.
We're also going to revisit... we're going to read this band that we could cobble together. And I know you're saying, you assholes have done this so many times. We actually have... Well,
we're not going to argue. We have.
At this moment in time, the definitive Mead Hall super band of all time.
Now, the rule set is bands that have time here at the Mead Hall.
Within the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah, and we've talked about it at length on this podcast. I would have loved to have slid Dave Murray in there, one of my favorite fucking guitar players, lead player for Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
We break out Iron Maiden every birthday I have.
Right.
And that's about it, I mean, every once, that something, off of Power Slave might, seem like a good idea at the moment. But I couldn't, in good faith, slide him in there. But I think most of you will dig what we've kind of come up with on this. In the meantime, it is the Mead Metal MMA podcast where we get together, talk about those 3 fights. Anything to rage about this week? Oh, you work in the hotelier industry, where we live now under the state of quarantine again, starting Monday.
It's bullshit. This whole idea of this new quarantine idea, people coming in from Tejas, Colorado, or anywhere. Coming in from anywhere. But primarily you're getting border state visitors.
And if you stay the night, you're staying 2 weeks.
Yeah, either that or if you're just here one day, cool, I hope you enjoy your fucking hotel room. Now get the fuck out of my state.
Right.
That's basically what the governor's wanting me to tell people.
Apparently, I've mentioned my coworker Stephanie before. I think she was relating a tale about how she was talking to a chick that works at a Fairfield Inn in Clovis.
I worked there.
And they
back in '07.
I hesitate to even ask, but so this chick was telling her, apparently here's what they're expected to do, and that is a guest arrives from out of state. You check them in, and you walk them to their fucking hotel room and say, goodbye, no keys for you, enjoy your stay, and they can't leave their fucking room. How unenforceable is this shit?
Yeah, you're asking me to become a prison guard.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not going to fucking do that. Because here's the thing. There's always a way around this shit. So when you had mentioned this to me, like saying, hey, this might affect your hotel pretty dramatically. And I read the release, but it doesn't hold for people who are essential workers. And guess who are the majority, 85% of the people staying in my hotel are?
Workers.
Essential workers.
Yeah.
Workers that are very essential.
Working wind farms and
out
shit.
of Texas, out of Arizona, and out of Colorado, dude.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. That's a thing. I'm going to have to, am I going to tell an 85-year-old woman, look, you can't fucking leave your room. I'll see you in 2 weeks. If I see you coming out, I have to call the cops.
God,
or I'm going to have to beat you up or something.
That's so much bullshit, yeah.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not going to fucking do that.
Well, who is? I mean, really.
What has the governor done for me? Why the fuck am I going to do her dirty work for? She can go fuck herself.
Yeah.
She's done nothing. I thought she was going to legalize marijuana day one.
Oh, no.
Fuck that.
She's found like the worst shit from the Republican Party and the worst shit from the Democratic Party and kind of melded them together into one big shit show is what she's done. People go, yeah, but our numbers are low. Well, we naturally socially distance in this state. We're not exactly as unpopulated as, say, Wyoming. But by God,
Sure.
we're certainly – it's easy to socially distance yourself from people.
Man, shit, even in Wyoming, like in Lander, it's a small area, but fucking people are together. It's
Yeah.
nothing but apartment complexes and mobile home parks. I mean, that and wind. And
Yeah.
weird people, Native Americans that hate
Did you say the
all
wind
white
there
people.
is worse than it is here?
I was always told it was, and then I experienced a night of what I thought was like, because it was accompanied with a snowstorm. So, looked outside, I was like, oh, shit. Pretty impressive. Goliath looked worse.
Oh, yeah.
And the next day, I walk over, thankfully, the liquor store's across the street. That's about the only Valhalla that whole experience provided. And, man, so... Because this guy was always telling me about the wind. I'm like, man, I'm from the high plains. It's windy. It gets 75 miles an hour out there, and there's nothing in the newspaper about it because that's just how it is.
Right.
As is, what'd you think of that wind last night, bro? Like, I've experienced worse at my place. And it's not like I'm trying to, like, oh, man, I'm fighting for the honor of where I live because the wind sucks. I wish it was worse.
Yeah.
Because then I come back here and be like, oh, this is
you
great.
bunch of pussies.
Yeah, it's like, you fucking crybabies. They, like, made up a weird name for their strong winds. Oh, there's like, y'all go fuck yourself.
Right.
Come on down to Portales. Fuck that. Come on down to anything east of Albuquerque on a windy day.
Right.
And we will show you what true wind is. And then you can go back up to the mountains and fuck yourself.
They used to do the same shit to me in California. It's like, man, you haven't really experienced these Sierra Nevadas. Is that what they were calling it? I think it was. But nonetheless, and that shit was like 30, 35 miles an hour. It's like, motherfucker, we're like doing shit outside and getting work done on days like that. Those are considered good days in the spring.
We get interstate mile per hour winds where I'm at. Not school zones, bruh.
Yeah.
It's amazing, like, where they live, and they've lived there their whole lives. They automatically think that's the worst. Like, we have the worst of this. We have the worst of that. There's always somewhere else where it's way shittier than you think.
Man, no kidding. So another quarantine, I guess, apparently on the way, sort of, for New Mexico, kind of, because they're getting a whole lot of cases in Albuquerque now. So what do you do if you're in a leadership position? You penalize the whole state.
That's right. And then you make the east side of the state really – well, they already hate her. I mean, there's nothing she can do that's going to win this town over or Clovis or anything like that.
On top of that, it was weird because fucking all the breweries in this state, with the exception of just a small handful, one here in town, are all in Albuquerque. So what did she do? She like no, bars can't open, vineyards can't open, none of those breweries. Oh, you can open. Oh, you're just fucking keeping them happy in Albuquerque, you fat ass. I mean,
does she not realize that she's crippling what was a burgeoning like New Mexico wine market?
The wine industry was huge, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, huge enough that we got one here local.
But it doesn't dominate the economy of Albuquerque, and that's the only thing that she cares about. Any political leader at state office in this state, all they're really trying to do is make Albuquerque happy. Rest state can be damned.
Well, she didn't shut down Echo's Vantage Meadery. That's for goddamn sure.
We certainly got enough to kind of get us through if we need to. We got a few cases back there, about 10 gallons up here, another gallon over. Yeah, we've got the means to.
I think we're good.
Survive till about a couple of weeks from now.
Speaking on the whole bullshit that's going on. I'm not saying bullshit like it ain't real. It's just all bullshit regardless. I got bored and went and got my first COVID test this week.
Oh, that had to be fun.
I've still been thinking of the accurate way to explain it in a way that I can explain it to everybody. Not say, oh, it's just like having a flaming cock rammed up your nose and twisted around for 30 seconds. Imagine like a piece of rock candy.
Okay.
That has been put in the freezer for like a month. Gets good, and then it's rammed up your fucking nose and turned around a couple times. It's like an ice auger.
Wow.
Going up your nose. That's what it feels like.
Goddamn, those things are that cold, huh?
No, they're not at all. That's just what it feels like.
Okay.
It feels like some little barbed instrument just entered your nasal cavity and is up there destroying shit. I thought I was going to be gushing blood afterwards.
I don't want to be telling tales out of school, but I haven't had a test. And people ask why. It's like, I only hang around with a couple of the same people all the time. And as soon as one of them goes and gets tested, theirs comes back negative. I know I'm good.
Yeah, and especially with it being me, I just did it out of fucking boredom.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see what all the hubbub's about. The tests suck. They suck ass.
Yeah.
So
now I have two people that I kind of semi-routinely hang out with. That's you and Jack. And both of you have now had one. Like, I'm good to go.
No, I haven't gotten my results back yet.
Oh, okay. Well, he did, so.
Is he all right?
Yeah, his was weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, Jack, I'll let you know what mine are when I get them. But I didn't get it. I want to emphasize I didn't get it because of, like, contract fucking tracing or any of that shit. I did it because I was bored.
Yeah.
Because my goddamn leg doesn't work right now.
That's right. You got a real big sciatic issue going on.
It's an issue that I've always been aware of. Like, they'll just be, we're like 3 or 4 days, like, oh, goddamn, I got a hitch in my giddy up.
Yeah.
This one, though, is like legitimate, no, I'm going to fuck with your day.
Yeah.
To the point where I wasn't able to go to work at all this week.
Oh, wow.
At all. I could. My job, the majority of it's sitting on my ass.
Right.
I will not try to candy coat it. My job's easy. It's the people that make it hard.
Sure.
So the majority of my time is spent on my ass. And that's a real problem for a sciatic nerve fucking pinch. Because the more you're, unless you're fucking flat as a board on the ground, like sleeping, if you're sitting down, good luck getting up, motherfucker, because you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it in spades. Like when we're done here, I ain't looking forward to getting up because as soon as I stand up, my ass is on my feet until the day is done.
Right.
If I could sleep on my feet like some weird soldier, I would. But it's amazing to me how this round, how crippling it has been.
Oh no, it's no joke. That's one of the major fucking nerves in the entire body.
That's why I never took when anybody else said they had the same issue. I'm like, but they'd say how bad it was. I'm like, well, mine weren't really that bad.
Yeah.
This one fucking bad.
Right.
Like I said, sitting has even gotten to the point where it's like, that kind of sucks. As long as you keep your leg just like this.
Yeah, we'll get you
We'll
full
be
of some
fine.
Scotch and get a Korean woman over here to fucking jack you up.
I'm not a big fan of like other people's hands on my body unless we're about to get it down, get it on. But I have heavily been considering like checking out that massage parlor down there on 18th.
It's for the best.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, shit, if it has been. See, we did the podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Today, it wasn't really that big an issue. Noticeable, but not big an issue. Now it's like I have to strategize my sitting down and my getting up.
Right.
So it hasn't necessarily gotten better, and I don't think it will. No matter how much weed I smoke, no matter how much yoga exercises I do. I haven't tried to do my DDP yoga, but that shit is not built to stretch that particular thing out.
Yeah, I showed you one that's supposed to be.
Yeah, that like fucking pigeon pose thing.
It's a weird one, but God, I mean, I don't have a sciatic issue, knock on wood, but I mean, man, it makes me fucking feel like I've got one because it puts a ton of pressure on it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what you want. You want to be able to stretch that and make it move to where it belongs instead of where it's at.
I'm wondering because I'd mentioned to you how I was woken up about a week and a half ago with a calf fucking spasm.
Yeah.
Calf muscle spasm. I wonder, would the sciatic nerve pain have anything to do with that?
Sure. Yeah, it's a major nerve. It goes from basically fucking through about the mid-trunk all the way down through the fucking bone structure of the hips and down your legs.
Now, what service does this nerve provide?
It a lot. I mean, it's one.
So it's not something I can just have ripped out of my body?
No.
God
no.
damn it.
See, and they used to deaden it back in the old days.
I read where epidurals were heavily used.
You know, epidurals are okay. They used to actually go in and deaden it. And then people would find they couldn't anticipate their footfalls.
Dude.
While they're walking.
It's funny you fucking mentioned that. Remember last Saturday, we were lucky enough to have the True Triumvirate here.
Right.
Over the weekend. And Jack was here, and it was raining shitstorm out there. And after it was done, I'd gone outside to have a smoke, and I was going to empty out the ashtray. Fucking went over there and emptied it out. And I went to step on your little cement slab there that leads to your ramp. Maybe undershot it. Not enough to fucking warrant a spill, but my fucking leg was just like, nope. And I didn't know when the step was.
Right.
And fucking ate shit.
Yeah, and that's the downside of that. When you go in and do anything with that fucking nerve, I mean, they've found through medical history that really trying to bring relief to it's one thing, but they will get in there, but they won't go in there and actually fucking burn that nerve out. They won't do it. They will other nerves if you're having issues with other things, but that's a major nerve. It'll completely fuck you up. I mean, you can't.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It messes with your ability to be able to judge footfall, you know?
I can fucking attest to that.
The
Didn't really have anything to bitch about job-wise. That was an entire life bitching. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's all good. Social media. I don't know why I keep fucking getting on there. I don't know why. I don't know why I do. Must fucking hate my life or something.
Of course you do.
Hey, you're sitting next to the beer cooler, sir.
Oh yeah, that's right. Today's show brought to you by a cooler full of beer.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
And now a goddamn thing I dropped. All right, if you hear me scream, it's because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There's
That
the
one is
towel.
That one is scream. I was just surprised.
Yeah, so man, you know, one of the worst things you can do if you're a fucking MMA fan is to, I don't know, get on to any kind of a news story that comes up in your timeline on Facebook pertaining to UFC, anything with the UFC.
If you're a fan of anything, unless it's a fucking universally beloved individual, which I don't think exists,
Yeah.
but one that's like on Facebook probably won't get drudged through the shit, you're going to face that no matter what.
Man, I got to tell you, fucking everybody and their brother now are experts on the pay scale within the UFC, and all these assholes, all of them seem to think, oh, Dana White is what's wrong with the fucking sport. Get rid of him. The UFC's great.
Ooh,
No,
man.
I hate having to fucking actually back that guy up. But if it wasn't for fucking Dana White, there would not be a UFC.
Well,
if there wasn't for Dana White, there wouldn't be fucking Bellator. There wouldn't be almost any other MMA promotion.
Sure.
That guy took a fucking crazy chance, along with the Fertitta brothers, in 1993, and put this fucking sport.
Not 93. It was because that was when it was owned by SEG.
Okay.
It was. Oh, goddamn.
This is UFC 3? I mean,
No,
it was early.
It was early, but I think the UFC events had hit the teens already. See.
Well, so we're hitting UFC 251 this weekend. So for over 200 and fucking
January 2001.
Oh, okay. So that's actually not that long. But I mean, still, that's 19 years.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That is 19 years before Dana White came along. And I realize this isn't a popular opinion, but it's fact. Before he came along, if you said combat sports, you meant boxing, or you met some of this weird shit that comes on ESPN2 after midnight, and you get to watch some taekwondo dudes.
I was going to say, they call it taekwondo or kickboxing then.
You know, but that was it. It was not getting any exposure. Look at where we are now from when the fucking Fertitta brothers and Dana White bought the UFC for, $60,000 or some bullshit. It was cheap. It was cheap. It was more than 60, but still. It was dog shit compared to what they...
$2 million.
$2 million. Yeah,
and it sold for $4 billion.
$4 billion. 19 years later. Well, not even 19. Like 17 years later. But without Dana fucking White, there is no UFC, and that means there is no sport of MMA is not even off the ground.
Love him or hate him, he is the reason why we're watching tomorrow's fight card.
So all these assholes have to come out of the woodwork because they had announced today, or actually last night, that Venom, you remember them.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah. I always called them the Brazilian brand. It turns out they're not actually owned by Brazilians. It's just
Brazilians just love the Viper logo.
They
on it.
market it to the Brazilians.
Oh,
crazy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so the Reebok deal is going to go away March of 2021.
Thank God.
And so the Venom deal picks up right where the Reebok deal goes away.
I love this deal.
I think it's a great deal.
I fucking love it. You're giving the reins to a fucking company that works with fighters.
Sure.
When did Reebok work with fighters unless they were solicited by the fighter themselves?
Reebok didn't care.
They give a shit.
They'd misspell fighters' names. The
fight kits were boring as fuck. Let's be honest. And even now, you can kind of like pick whatever color scheme you want.
Right.
They're starting to kind of give you a little customization issues. You got more customization issues in the goddamn video game.
So naturally, everybody's like, well, let's go back to letting the fighters get their own sponsors. Yeah, well, you know what? If you're on a fucking early prelim card, you ain't got any sponsors.
I disagree. I think because if it's a UFC early prelim, your ass is having sponsors.
Well, here's what the problem is. And Daniel Cormier had addressed that.
Yeah.
He said, look, man, maybe you're a dude that's on the prelim card and you've been courting this one business trying to get them to fucking sponsor you for a couple grand. Well, then you got another guy, first fight in the UFC, they're going to get the same exposure for $500. That's the reality.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I
now
feel
if you're
like
talking about marquee fighters, that's a different deal altogether.
Oh yeah, you're going to get sponsors no matter what. But it always seemed like even back in the early days of like we'd have an Ultimate Fighter finale, we'd have our Ultimate Fighter winner, and they'd have their first proper UFC fight. Thank God those trunks were emblazoned.
But the problem is, and everybody loves to say, yeah, well, fighters used to be able to make a lot of money, but they can't make money now because the Reebok deal. It turns out all those people, and generally not any of them fighters except for fucking Brendan Schaub, who's an idiot. But
A big dummy.
God damn it, that fucking idiot. He's out mingling with the public with fuck COVID-19.
Rad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thanks, motherfucker. Thanks, you big, dumb, stupid bastard.
Well, he was never accused of being smart.
No, God damn it. If it wasn't for his friendship with Joe Rogan, that cocksucker would probably be homeless.
Yeah, so would Brian Callen.
Oh, yeah. Well, Callen does do his own
Mad
shit.
TV run didn't mean shit.
Yeah,
dude.
but he's on actually a popular TV show right now. But what are you gonna do?
Hey, what is it? A porn?
No, it's actually a popular
gay porno
goddamn. It's
that
a
he's in?
network fucking TV sitcom.
Oh, but he's not funny.
I know, I get it. But here's the problem though: is that the numbers don't fucking bear out that argument that they were making so much more money and Reebok came in and then robbed them all and made the UFC rich and stole from the fighters and gave to the UFC. That is not the case. It's not a Robin Hood situation. The fucking numbers by aggregate numbers. Nope. Most of these fighters, the very high end fighters, Cowboy Cerrone and people like that actually basically controlled their own fate. That dude's like, I want Monster's fucking logo on my shit. Guess what? UFC went, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're part of the handful, the divinity at that point.
The small handful, but the biggest majority of fighters, as an average, made more money on the Reebok deal than they were by fucking individual sponsorships. Brendan Schaub was trying to say he was making $100,000 a fight based on fucking endorsements that were on his fucking trunks. And he has never been able to provide evidence that that's exactly right.
But didn't Joe Rogan corroborate his story?
No, not from
I thought
what
Joe
saw.
Rogan said he saw, yeah, he's right.
Maybe what? For a
It was at that fucking podcast.
What is it, a long-term deal? Because he's not getting $100,000 a fight.
I don't know. I never knew how sponsorship shit worked back when it was a thing.
But what it comes down to now, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. So before you go typing in, if they're hitting the dislike, the little thumbs down,
well, if you're already
putting out
back,
a big long tirade on our YouTube shit here,
do that.
Keep this in mind. The reality is that will never be a deal again. The only thing people can even point out is like, well, other individual sports, like look at NASCAR. Yeah, okay, cool. Bro, give me 5 more fucking sports. 5. You can't. Beyond NASCAR. Of individual sports where individual sponsorships are a thing. NASCAR is
boxing.
No. Look at a boxer's getup. They'll have one major sponsor perhaps, but they're not stepping in looking like the side panel, the front quarter panel.
No. I mean, I've seen some where, especially back when they were able to do the back tattoo bullshit.
Yeah, but your biggest
old
majority.
McAfee, I'm gonna fuck you in the mouth.
Oh, we getting a virus?
Now it's McAfee
update.
Now it's it's like, hey, would you like for me to clean your PC of clutter? Fuck off.
It's like, you know what? Actually, this PC can do whatever it wants to do except Fridays at 6.
No. It can only do things Fridays at 6.
Apparently.
That's the only time it can do shit.
Yeah.
Anything else, McAfee? Are you ready? Are you done? Okay, good. We can continue now.
Okay.
It's fine now. McAfee said we're good to go.
So, long story fucking short, now that's derailed. Fuck that. Oh, well. Anyway, so, yeah, too many assholes out there or geniuses on fighter pay, and they only care. They want to make sure these fighters are getting a good deal. You know what? Go fuck yourself. Buy the pay-per-view. Stop streaming the fucking shit.
Buy a shirt.
Actually support the goddamn fighters. Too many cunts online. They're going, oh, well, you know what, bro? Here's this fucking link. You can watch fights for free. It's like, yeah. I saw a fucking dialogue between two assholes. And the guy's like, yeah, bro, but I like to support fighters. The guy that fucking tried to put up the fucking link, he was the same asshole arguing about 8 tweets ago about how he fucking is only there because the fighters are fucking honorable men and he's there to support them, but he won't fucking spend a dime. How the fuck are you supporting them then, you dumb piece of shit?
We've had that conversation many times as far as music's going. When people come like, oh, I heard you got a new album coming out. Can I have a copy? You can have a copy.
Yeah.
$10. I ain't going to fucking give you one.
Pay for it, sure.
Like, support my shit. Like, fuck, well, I didn't pay for it.
Oh,
but
I was going to say, now it comes plug time for LJ, who we're getting ready to get to here pretty quick. His band, KBX, which I think stands for Kinky Butt Sex, right?
That's exactly what it stands for.
Not missionary butt sex, but...
No, because there's no... That's... That's a weird one. You just put my brain in a really weird spot.
It's casual, It's not.
Do you want to do butt sex and be able to have eye contact?
No.
I've never wanted to either.
Isn't most ass play going to be kinky to start with?
Unless you're weird. Then it's normal.
Unless
it's just normal.
See, because actually it turns out the difference between kinky and being a pervert, no, that's kinky is a feather. A pervert's an asshole that brings a whole chicken to bed.
God damn it. Oh, that was an amazing shift from rage to chicken fucking.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Mead update. We're moving stuff around. Things are happening. Trust us on this. We got way too much shit we got to get to, and I don't have time to really do the Mead update this week. We'll do that in 2 weeks. In the meantime, time for the metal segment. Speaking of LJ, by the way, support KBX. He, again, if you're supporting us and what we're doing, we don't charge shit for this.
Fuck no.
Fucking help out LJ if you can. You can look up KBX on Facebook. It's going to be banned out of Clovis. That's how you'll probably, if you're from elsewhere.
The shirt is a lovely heather white. It fits my motif.
Yeah.
Granted, if I got someone coming up to me one more time in Walmart asking me what kinky butt sex means and why I'm wearing their shirt, then I'm gonna have to explain to them what it means.
Asking you what kinky butt sex means?
Someone, a gal at the counter asks to see my shirt.
Yeah.
And usually I'm wearing like this.
Yeah,
I'm repping the brand. Well, yesterday I was repping LJ's brand.
Right.
And she wanted to see the shirt, so I'm like, all right. Showed it to her. She's like, oh. And this was probably about an 8 out of 10 gal.
Oh, not bad.
Well, yeah. But then you see the shirt and who's wearing the shirt. And like, oh, I'm never going to forget you. And I'm always going to walk in the opposite direction. I was just buying some soda pops, man. I didn't have time to explain it was a band.
Oh, so it actually has the kinky butt sex text.
Yes, right on the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I saw it from a distance, but I wasn't wearing my
can't
glasses.
wear it to church.
Yeah. I was going to say, if it was just KBX, and she's like, what does that mean? You could have said, well, I'm going to need you to turn around.
Let me go hit up the liquor department real quick, and I'll be right back to tell you.
Let me go get some of these fake Walmart fucking flowers, and we'll be right at it. Hey, anyway, let's get the update for the metal portion of the week. Get the lowdown with LJ and find out what's going down with metal this week.
Welcome back to the metal portion of the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. Apologies if you guys hear that low hum in the background, that drone of uselessness. That is my fan because it is 10 million degrees here in Satan's nutsack. So, what we are going to do is read this metal list, and hopefully you guys are cool and chill and ready to headbang. So, let's get started. First band on the list is called Shining Black. The album is self-titled. With a sound some would describe as mainstream metal, I'd say they're hard rock and damn good at it. The new self-titled album has a distinctive feel to it, making you want to lightly headbang but also drive fast. Next up, we've got Skeleton with their self-titled album. Another self-titled album, and this one is worth a look. Not sure if it's black metal or death, but it's actually pretty jammable, and I even dug it. So give them your money before they kill you. Next up, we've got Bloody Hills. The album is called Ignite the Sky. I was checking out their music video to the eponymous title track, and at first I thought it was going to be too soft to justify the name Bloody Hills. Turns out they're just extreme enough to have the band name Bloody Hills, but just softcore enough to have an album called Ignite the Sky. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, damn it. Alright, next up we've got the band Lantern. Their album is called Dimensions. Now, if you asked me to describe doom metal, then I would have no clue where to start. These guys sound doomy enough, and their guitarists seem to know what they're doing, and they kind of sound death metal-y. And so it's time to invest in some Lantern, I guess. And finally on this list, we've Static X Project Regeneration Volume 1. So, remember when Static X was a thing, and they had Wayne Static in the band, and then he died? Yeah, well, now it appears they've got a new album coming out, which I can only guess is a comeback, because these sounds sound new to me, but I'm not really big into Static X, so maybe Ruben can tell us. Anyway, fans seem to dig it on YouTube comments and stuff like that, so buy the album, seduce the frogs, drop the bombs, and get it to go to number 1 to piss off Taylor Swift fans again, like whenever Tool did it. Alright, that's all we've got for today. Thank you, eponymous or other websites of the internet, for having a metal list that was concise instead of having R&B and not metal stuff on your list. And to my little metalheads, I will see you next week or the next time we have a podcast. Peace out, stay safe, rock hard, see ya!
Okay, that actually sounded all right. I was a little nervous because he's like...
Yeah, he had sent a message.
He's like, it sounds... I get a little nervous when it's about 2 hours out before we start.
Which by the way, LJ, if you got sound issues, I'm the sound guy. You let me know, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm not the guy.
I need to know this shit because I'm the one that has to stress and get it done.
If you want to talk about how to set up a fucking amp, rig or a
pedal
board or something like that.
Talk to this cat. You talk to this guy.
This show is Brandon.
You want to know about sound issues and like Norwegian whale porn? I'm your guy.
I think we mentioned Norway and Wales a couple of times now, episodes back to back.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's just fat Norwegian gals, that's all.
Yeah. All right, so the new single from Pallbearer dropped today. We talked about that one to get things started here. What's your blush on this?
I'm excited. I feel like musicians take a little more care with the title track of their album. If that's how it goes. I mean, not all albums have a title track.
How rare is it though for like that to be your first single drop you do?
Tool did it.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I thought it was weird as hell at the time.
Yeah.
Like, wow, it's like, how often do you ever see the title track, the album is going to be named after this track, and that's the one they drop?
Maybe that leans to the fact that maybe it's the opener of the CD, of the album.
Could be. It's a pretty creepy fucking album cover, though.
It is. I'm still trying to decipher it, but I'm too weirded out by it to get too far. But the song itself, the video, it's your atypical Pallbearer video. Has a little bit of a feeling of Alice in Chains' video for not for Stone, but for
Red
God damn it.
Drone?
No, it was off of Devil Put Dinosaurs There.
Oh, okay.
That one of the guy in the spaceship, and like he just starts losing his shit.
Right.
The Pallbearer videos seem to have a lot to do with people just kind of losing their mind. Remember was it the video for Thorns?
Yeah.
That where it had the fucking business exec going through being an asshole, and all of a sudden his eyes and ears start bleeding.
It is kind of weird that they're actually man, I don't know how life is conducted these days, because it seems weird to me that they put out their single the one that's titled after the fucking record name they're going to be putting out in October, and they have a full-length fucking video to boot.
It had to be in the can. It had to be in the can.
Now, that's a band that's been working. They've been putting out reissues of stuff. They got on Patreon to end up trying to get a little extra cash going and everything else during these trying times. And trying to make their and trying to make but they are still putting out music. They're reproducing some of their own shit. They're cutting new stuff. They got a new record coming. I mean, man, that's a band been at work since.
And they're running a hell of a Patreon where you get those reduxes.
Yeah,
that Ashes redux is it changes the mood of that song altogether.
Oh, sure. Well, because they got the other cat, because apparently the singing duties in Pallbearer are shared by two guys. This is the other guy.
Not if it's live.
Not if it's live, yeah.
That's the only. That'll be the not a regret, but that's the only complaint I have just on live videos I've seen. Is that the singing duties are on one guy?
Yeah. Well,
occasionally they seem to throw in the harmonies there, but it's like the guy singing in the backup, his shit's too quiet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The harmonies come through a lot more in their studio shit than they do.
The harmonies on Forgotten Days, they're there and they're great.
Yeah.
They do great shit on that.
So we got to get to it. God, like every six.
Let me see where we're at here.
We've got a lot of UFC to cover. So
we do. Before we go, let's make this the last point in metal. That fucking Jerry Cantrell show we watched yesterday.
Yep.
Man, unbelievable. I went back and watched it again today.
Jerry Cantrell, Gibson released a video, and it's about an hour and 15 minutes long. That guy just bullshitting about everything.
It's perfect. I love interviews where you don't hear the interviewer.
Right.
You just hear the guy talking for over an hour and a half. Great shit.
the interesting thing talking about Jerry Cantrell. So what we do around here about every year, once a year or something like that, we kind of revisit this whole, okay, if you were to put together like this super band, well, we did. I didn't take it seriously. I regret that now. And then we put together
I took it half-assed seriously.
And then we put together like like the mega band in Valhalla, right?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it had to be everybody that was dead and gone already. We came up with one last night of what our super band would be as the Mead Hall. And it's like bands we've talked about a lot.
Sure.
And I know some of you are thinking, well, clearly Hetfield's going to be in there, right? Maybe, you know, or
He might be.
or maybe Adam Jones is going to be in there, maybe.
He might be.
You know, well, here's how we kind of broke it out. And it's got to be about bands that we go on and on and on about, sometimes fucking far more than we should.
Yeah.
That we've either seen their live shows or we just really dig what they do and we talk about them ad nauseum. Starting on the guitar side, Jerry Cantrell, clearly.
As your lead man.
Yeah, I would say. Although, I mean, that dude can fill just about any
He can
role,
do both.
though,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Especially if you pair him with a good rhythm guitarist. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. My lead guitar player is going to be Brent Hines.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got Jerry Cantrell, Brett Hines kind of fucking pair. Whoa, that's, you know.
Those are
and-
two guys that could work well together.
Yeah. I mean, we've gone on and on about Alice in Chains. We've gone on and on about Mastodon. Boy. Next one, and this has a very personal connection to this Mead Hall, and that is at drums, Mike Portnoy.
And, you know, it's a hard one for me to not choose. I mean, Danny Carey'd be the easy thing, but Mike Portnoy's proven that guy can do rock and roll drums too.
Oh, sure.
He can do shit so much more outside of the prog set. But I have to throw Portnoy in there as well. You know, especially because that guy puts forth a hell of a cameo.
Yeah, he did the cameo for Ruben's birthday and everything else. It all tied in to what we do here.
Yeah.
You know.
And now Portnoy and John Petrucci are working together again.
Yeah, Extreme
First
Theater,
time in over 10 years on Petrucci's solo album. Pretty dope.
Bass was kind of an interesting one because clearly, I mean, we love Lemmy, you know, but it felt a little weird if we went that direction.
Lemmy hadn't really impacted us at the Mead Hall, though. Lemmy just always...
His death was a weird one for about 6 months.
Yeah,
but,
oh, sure. The man that never died finally dies. But do you pick a man based on him being by the punch of his death?
No, not really. And I think then we have to be real honest. Man, I'm not a Megadeth guy, but damn it, Dave Ellefson's just maybe the guy that brings all that together here in this fucking in this assumed list.
I was going to go the same route as you because it was hard for me to argue with it, but I don't want to bite your steez. I would go Robert Trujillo. That's
you can't go wrong with either one of those cats, you know?
Their back catalogs are so diverse. Man. I mean, Elson's put out a covers album where he's going to be covering a Def Leppard song. I can't wait to hear which one it is. And Robert Trujillo can fucking do groove and thrash.
He can do punk. He can do jazz. He can do, just about in metal. He can do everything in between. I mean,
do mariachi music.
I mean, not a bad pick. So then you think, well, you're down to a fucking vocalist. You can't go Maynard. Oh, yes, we can.
Now hold on. Now on your two guitar players.
Yeah.
You're going
Cantrell
and Brent Hines?
And Hines, yeah.
My other guitar player I probably wouldn't pick is Jerry. The other guitar player, and it's the punch it's just had on me. It's not a group effort. But I'd probably fucking go Buzz Osborne from the Melvins.
Okay.
I've really grown. It was him or Matt Pike from fucking Sleep.
But I mean, you got to see what this list is. So it's dialing in what has affected this Mead Hall. Me and you as an aggregate. Me, you, Ruben. Me, you,
shit. Yeah,
you,
you're
Brett,
absolutely right.
I mean, whatever. Me, you, and Jack. Whatever the case might be.
Goddamn, now I can't argue with it. Yep, you're right. You're right.
No,
you're absolutely right.
But that's just our 2 cents on. And man, I'm not saying Maynard's the right choice, but I'm saying for what we have done and built up over the last few years, that's
And if I would have it between fucking Maynard and Chino, fucking Chino Moreno lately.
Yeah, shit. I mean, if we're doing a fucking all-star list, why not both? So,
well, they've worked together pretty well before in the past.
Oh yeah. So anyway, but I just wanted to kind of cover that list because I thought it was really, really significant and important.
We'll do it. We'll do a list in a month. To open up August, it'll be an all-female metal band.
And no Lizzie Hale, by the way.
I'm going to pick Lizzie Hale just to piss somebody off.
Yeah, there you go, Daryl.
Hey,
All right.
hey, guess what? I like her better than that other one. Oh, wow, I
The
forgot
other
her
one?
name.
The other one? I think
I'm just kidding. No,
Oh,
I know
okay.
her name. I know her name.
I'm pretty sure we have a signed 8x10 on the
That
wall.
motherfucker drives around with a gun and protected Chuck Norris. I ain't going to piss him off. Come on now.
All right, we need to move on to MMA, and as we had talked about before, there's no way to really downplay it. It's the biggest card in years, really.
Fight week.
UFC 251.
This is your international fight week card.
And, Fight Island, the one where everybody kept saying, Dana White needs to shut this down. He needs to be a leader and show his example by really observing and respecting COVID-19.
Fuck that.
Dana White said, fuck you, we're a company and we got to make money, so we're going to Abu Dhabi.
And, man, you can't tell me they haven't done it right.
I got to let the dog out, by the way.
You can't tell me that Dana White hasn't put forth every fucking precaution. I know it sounds like we're sucking his dick again, but every COVID pop, which there have been a few, they've all happened at least at the bare minimum a week before the fight card. So Gilbert Burns gets it, and all of a sudden 251's main event is off. Next day, that shit's back on thanks to Jorge Masvidal.
Man, we go from having Gilbert Burns against Kamaru Usman for
Everybody's like, I guess.
welterweight strap, and it's like, yeah, that's a pretty solid.
It's a great fight for Kamaru to get a defense in.
Sure.
Fighting a goddamn teammate. Come on, man.
But then Gilbert Burns tests positive for COVID-19. And who do we get? None other than fucking Jorge Masvidal, which is the better fight anyway.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, he didn't get this fight because he was holding out for cash.
Right.
His gamble paid off.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
then it went from them not wanting him to them needing him.
Well, and
that's when all the chips were – because who else would it have been?
No,
Nobody.
They'd
No
have
one
it
else
scrapped
is
it.
ready.
That would, and I got to say this in defense of that card, that would have still been 251 would have still been good.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
But man, we're getting a blockbuster though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very rarely, like the injury bug has never given us a fight card where one was taken away and it was made better.
Right.
When Conor was supposed to fight Jose Aldo the first time.
Sure.
Pulled out, and then we got the Chad Mendez fight. That was actually a better fight than the Aldo fight was. It was an actual a proper fight till the end of that second round.
Right.
But very rarely have fights been made better overall. This COVID has made this fight card better.
It putting Jorge Masvidal on that card, who right now is. They always say strike while the iron's hot. Iron don't get much hotter than where it is right now for Jorge Masvidal.
He fucking got a belt put on him by The Rock.
Yeah, man.
I mean, come on. You put up that BMF bullshit, and it paid off. Give him the title shot after that. If Nate had won that fight, they'd have given Nate the title shot.
The problem was they kept saying that they had offered it to Masvidal, and he didn't want it.
He didn't want it because he wanted more money.
Right.
And then they're like, all right, cool, go fuck yourself. We're going to just make Gilbert Burns number one, and we'll give him that title shot.
Right.
Well, then he gets popped for COVID.
Well, now the one thing is, and for everybody thinking, oh, well, that's fine. So clearly Jorge Masvidal is making a pile of money. I don't know. And as a matter of fact, that's the way it should fucking be. It should be that you don't know what these people are getting paid. But he did sign, what was it, a 10-fight contract?
Jorge Masvidal said he's getting paid.
Yeah.
So
which should be good enough for all of you.
The guy going from I'm not getting paid to now saying I'm getting paid.
Now, I mean, granted, now he'll never fight for another organization based on the deal that he had signed.
No, fuck, of course not.
But
No.
Anyway, we'll go to the early prelims on Fight Island. Going to be led off by Carol Rosa against Vanessa Mello. I've never heard of either one.
Cash weight of $141.
Oh, really? It's supposed to be bantamweight.
It doesn't show it being changed because let's see. Hold on. At the weigh-ins, okay, Paiva in the fight against Zumagulov and Vanessa Mello missed weight.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, they're catch weights because Mello missed weight and another gal that we'll be talking, or another guy.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a man or not.
Matter of fact, the only names I recognize on the early prelims is Marcin Tybura, because
we saw him get knocked the fuck out in Austin.
We saw him fight in Austin, right? He's fighting against Maxim Grishin, I guess.
I'm looking Tybura. I mean, I feel like Tybura's just getting You're going to see a lot of fighters here that you haven't seen in a long time because of the shit going on in this fight being in Abu Dhabi. We're finally getting to see a little more international flair than just Dana White cleaning out the U.S. closet for fight cards.
And he'd even said that. He said, this is unsustainable. We can't keep having fights in Vegas because we're going to wear out our entire roster of American fighters.
And he said by the time we come back, shit might be different.
Right.
He said he's thinking about buying a house in Abu Dhabi, by the way. Doesn't shock me. He's a billionaire.
Why not? On to the prelims. You got Leonardo Santos against Roman Bogatov.
A lot of Russian fighters on this card.
Yeah, Bogatov's undefeated, but I don't know. This might be his UFC debut from my perspective, unless it was some long time ago and he's on a prelim,
Leonardo Santos has been fighting for 18 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Now, we do start really kind of getting to the meat of fighters I've heard of. You got Makwan Amirkhani fight against Danny Henry. Man, that's going to be at featherweight. That's going to be that one might very well be a real contender for, because usually you have like a performance of the night sometimes, and usually out of about this spot on the prelims. Because if you only watch just the main card, then you go, what the fuck did I miss? Well, this is one I don't want to miss.
Danny Henry was that Scotsman that fought at the Till Masvidal card that got tapped by Ige.
Yeah.
Because there were the only reason I remember that is because there was a lot of because this guy had won his first two, and let's see, he is of Scottish descent. Oh, that's right. Fighting out of Edinburgh. He kind of got exposed on the ground. Amirkhani loves taking that shit down to the ground.
Sure.
Down to the ground.
But I think it's going to be a really interesting because the styles that are involved. Man, I think we might get some like a really crazy submission of some kind. Some like Peruvian necktie or something
broken
like
out that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah. The next one up, I really don't recognize either fighter. Again, it's another Russian, though, Muslim Salikov, fighting against Eliuju Zaleski dos Santos. But I'm
going to guess that's a Brazilian guy.
Yeah. But moving along to the main event of the prelim.
I thought you were going to say, let's move on. I was like, hold on. What about no time?
Yeah. Volkan Ozdemir is going to be fighting Jiri Prochaska.
God, good job if that's right, dude.
I'm in the neighborhood. Ozdemir needs this win like in a big way.
No doubt.
I would say.
He came in with some fire. I mean, dude got a title shot when Cormier was champ.
Yeah, but he looked like shit against Cormier.
Oh, totally. Yeah, and lost his next two fights after that against Anthony Smith and Dominic Reyes. The Reyes one was a split.
Yeah,
dude has come back to win his next two. I like Ozdemir, man. I do. I really like him, but I think that Cormier fight came a little fast.
It hurt him, I think, by giving him that quick of a shot. And then it's primarily because they just wanted the promotion. They know what they have when they're stars.
Sure.
And if it's a star that they want and they want him to do well, they want to get him an immediate title defense, get that out of the way so nobody can really call bullshit on you.
Right. Yeah, but you're also risking the career of that fighter.
No, but
if he shits the bed.
But I'm talking about in the case of DC. It made perfect sense for the promotion.
Oh, fuck yeah. Cormier's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's like,
let this guy come play for a little bit.
Exactly. And that's it. And they did Ozdemir no favors in that.
No.
On to the main card, you got Amanda Ribas fighting against Paige Van Zandt.
Amanda Ribas, let's move on. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Paige Van Zandt has been talking so much shit lately.
She won't shut up.
About how she'd go flip burgers, get it, or in her words, get a normal job and make more money than Reebok's paying her.
Far out. Go get a real job.
Go flip burgers. Go do it. I want to see a paycheck. I want to see a pay stub. And then you show me a Reebok pay stub, and you show me which one is bigger. I'm going to guarantee it's that Reebok one.
You know actually how people make money in the fight game? They fight a lot. They fight fairly regular, at least about twice a year. If you haven't fought in like a year and a half and you're not making money and you're complaining about not making money, I think I know where the problem is at.
Nobody has that mentality anymore. Name me a fighter that's like, I'm cool fighting every 3 months, and then they actually do it.
Cerrone used to.
And
here lately, God, who was it we had card a couple of weeks ago? It was like, this motherfucker's like fought like 3 or 4
Roosevelt
times.
Roberts.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times.
I think that last one didn't go his way.
It did not, yeah.
But, I mean, shit. Come on. That's not a loss that to be held against him.
There's the next one up on the card is, man, I want to get your take on this. Jessica Andrade fought against Rose Namajunas about, 16 months ago or something like that?
Oh, my God. It feels it feels like years ago.
Yeah, and Rose, it is a fight that Rose was winning, and she was winning soundly.
May of 2019. Been well over a year when we saw Paige Van Zandt, my God, saw Rose Namajunas get spiked on her head by Andrade. And the funny thing is, Andrade went on to lose that belt. I'm really curious to see if the gardening, if the hanging out with Pat Barry, if just the overall living a normal lifestyle for a little bit and getting the fuck away from the craziness that is mixed martial arts, especially in the UFC, has made her a better fighter. She strikes me to have the mindset that she was not staying healthy, staying in shape, but certainly wasn't training her striking or her ground game while she was farming tomatoes with Pat Barry on YouTube.
Yeah.
I feel like she was just kind of enjoying life a little bit. And she should have, because she said she was fucking retired. But she's back now.
Well, and she's got a whole different. Her headspace is something that's really, really important.
It is an amazing spot to be in, that headspace.
But yeah, no, and she's back and she's excited and is looking forward to this fucking rematch.
She looks like. I mean, I'll give her this. I watched the face-offs today, and it looks like normal Rose Namajunas to me.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she gets because I mean, if she fucking suffers another devastating loss at the hands of Andrade, I mean, that might be it.
Maybe, but
I don't know if the loss contributed to her fucking just wanting to step away. As soon as she won that belt, it almost felt like she wasn't ready for it. As far as the responsibilities that belt entails,
she's different, very, very different in her approach to the fight game.
I mean, that's why she won Silka over as a fan here at the Mead Hall,
Right?
Because she just came out, started crying, and wanted people to be nice to each other.
Right.
But I'm picking Rose.
So we have a vacated bantamweight title, and it's going to be Peter Yan against Jose Aldo. Man, if you've been sleeping on Yan,
Man, don't sleep on Yan, man.
that's kind of a problem. That guy, man, I always felt like who was that they had when Cejudo had the 135? Marlon Moraes. I always felt that Moraes was way overhyped. I think in that same breath, I would say that Peter Yan is way underhyped.
Yeah. Do you think, though, that because we haven't seen him since December last year when he KO'd Faber with a head kick.
Right.
Is that – well, I think Cejudo bailing is the best thing that happened to Peter Yan because at the time he bailed, only people available were him and Aldo.
Well, and
Aldo just lost the fight.
And Cejudo was ducking Peter Yan. I mean, there's no other way to put it. That guy kept saying, nope, this guy ain't ready yet. He doesn't want this. He doesn't want that, whatever. And then Cejudo comes out, has his final fight, retires. Guess who's in the fucking mix immediately, as he fucking should be.
Yeah. I think Dana's beginning to transition from really digging Brazilian fighters to really digging Russian fighters.
It's hard to argue. You know?
Well, no, man. I mean, like, hey, Peter Yan, and I'm not. Khabib's a fucking killer, of course. I mean, I'm not arguing the fact Khabib's a killer. It just seems like fucking the Russian squad is starting to make a real run, and Peter Yan.
They're able to start.
I mean,
they're able to start really converting a lot of their sambo skills into usable skills within MMA.
Yeah, fucking Aldo was lost 2 in a row, man. Lost his bantamweight debut. Dude's getting title shot out of convenience. Peter Yan beats his ass, and I think he finishes that fight.
I think you're right. Aldo looked a little shaky, shall we say, on the weigh-ins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he had to fucking drop trout. Either that or the people in Abu Dhabi don't know how to read a scale.
Could be.
Because they had have 3 people over there be like, so is that a 4 or is that a 5? I don't know. I don't know.
We need to read these numbers.
Bill!
They're all numbers. The next one sounds like a Russian fighter, but he's not. He's Australian. That's Alexander Volkanovski in a rematch against Max Holloway.
I remember hearing for the first time, like, all right, let's hear this guy's post-fight comment. Oh, my God, he's Australian.
Yeah. Dude gets up there. Well, yeah, I'd like to talk about what went on in the fight in there. You know.
You got to have an Australian as a champ, man.
Little step in place. That's what I'm about.
I like Volkanovski.
I like Volkanovski as well. Actually, the thing is, on a personal level, both these cats are all right.
Fuck yeah. Max Holloway has provided nothing but top-tier fucking entertainment, whether he wins or loses.
My one problem with Max Holloway going into this fight is he was talking a ton of shit. And I get it. I understand when people have to go out there and you've got to call out the other guy and all this other shit. Max is still angry because he doesn't think he lost that fucking first fight against Volkanovski. I'm here to tell you,
ridiculous.
sir, I can Google it, and you did.
Yeah, but I know we're kind of running a little short of time, but if I had time to bring up the fight metric on that fight card, you'd see leg kicks don't win fights, bro.
Yeah, man.
You want to prove that.
Right?
You got to learn. Judges don't like leg kicks.
Main event, Kamaru Usman against Jorge Masvidal.
Who do you have in that?
Welterweight strap. I got two methods of thought, in which I realize you're going to say, oh, you fence-riding motherfucker. I get it.
I feel like it can go either way. I mean, the first 2 rounds of that fight was pretty close, but then Volkanovski just blew him out of the water.
On that one. Sorry, I was already moving on to the main title fight.
No. I want to know who you got on Volkanovski and Holloway.
Volkanovski, I think.
I think he retains.
I think so.
I think it's going to be a similar showing, unless Holloway just goes fucking Hawaiian madman.
Holloway's going to actually have to show some shit this time. He fought a little conservative on that title defense, and that's why he lost. And I also think that Volkanovski, let's give him credit where credit's due. That dude put Holloway a little out of his game. So.
Dude, it reminded me of Dillashaw Barao.
Yeah.
Seeing a guy that no one thought would get the job done, just go and pepper that dude for over a half hour.
Usman and Masvidal, we got to get this done.
Got to get it
that
done.
one, like I said, I have two different methods of thought. Kamaru fucking ragdolls people and holds them down and wrestles them and out wrestles them, by the way. I really like him in that regard. But, man, if you're betting against Jorge Masvidal, fucking might want to get your head checked.
Outside of the Covington fight and a fight against Sergio Moraes back in 2017, Kamaru was not a finisher.
No.
Every other fight in his UFC career has been by decision.
Unanimous. Guess who does finish?
Apparently old George likes to finish some chingazo fights. And, man, a guy like this who realizes where he's at, he knows where he's at in his career. He knows he's at the precipice of the drop-off. He's been doing it too long.
He's still got that fire right now. You know what I mean? And having the organization come out and basically get his back and say, yeah, man, all right, we're willing to open up the wallet for you right now. We will call you, the person that you always thought you were. We're going to acknowledge that now and pay you.
By the way, interesting fact about Masvidal. Lost 5 fights since 2015, April 2015. 4 of those 5, all 5 were decisions. 4 of them were split.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of them was against Ali Aquino.
Yeah, that was the one April 2015.
Yeah.
Benson Henderson, split decision loss. Lorenz Larkin, Damian Maia. Stephen Thompson apparently got the unanimous. After that, though, this guy's just punching and beating the shit out of people.
That's
Masvidal, 3rd round.
I think that's a good pick. I think that's solid.
And if Masvidal, because Kamaru slowed down, man, Colby, if he exposed anything on Usman, is that dude slows down about right at that 3rd round.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the picks of the week. All right, first off, what you drinking?
Something that'll make my ass feel better.
There you go. That's some scotch then, right? Okay. Mine might very well, I don't know. Maybe I think I might hold off on Mead till tomorrow. Just straight up Budweiser for Friday.
Good man.
Let's see, what are you listening to?
Listen to Pallbearer.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to hear Forgotten Days pumped up a little bit louder.
Forgotten Days is a really good track. Man, if that's anything to indicate what we have coming down the pike in October, I'm really excited.
With an honorable mention to Static X, Project Regeneration came out today.
I forgot I was going to ask you about that.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Yep. And then as far as fights go tomorrow, what's the one thing that you'll go, holy shit, I didn't see that coming?
Oh, man. Fucking Imanari roll from Masvidal. Tap out sub first round.
I'd actually say, you know what would be really shocking to me? Any kind of a finish in that Paige Van Zandt fight from either side. Either side. Doesn't matter.
Any blood.
All right.
Well, my friend?
Yeah, that's going to be it for us for this week. Tell you what, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. I know that there's a lot of shit going on in the UFC with Fight Island and everything else. I don't feel we need to ramp up and do an every week show.
You don't need us
yet.
For next week.
So we'll catch up with you in about 2 weeks and go ahead and kind of figure out whether our picks were kind of held up or not. And other than that, 4 fights going on Fight Island, one I'm on Wednesday. But other than that, we're going to be occupied every Saturday with some good shits.
We're all going to have fun. Hopefully everybody else has fun as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully we provided something this Friday.
Maybe. All right. Anyway, All the best to you. We'll catch up in about 2 weeks, and we'll fucking talk more fights, talk more fucking Mead. We'll actually get the Mead update in a couple of weeks because we've actually been getting a little bit of work done there.
We've actually been just kind of drinking that troublemaker right out of the bin. I kind of dig it.
All right. That's it for us on a Friday. Go get yourself a little fuckered up and do it right, man.
Get drunk on us.
Yeah. Go check out KBX.
Buy a shirt. Buy 2.
Buy 5.